What's it feel like to lose? Like we talked about bluffing when it worked out. What about when you go broke?
So like in a game, fortunately I've never gone broke
You mean
through
in like
poker.
full life?
Full life, no.
No.
I know plenty of people who have. Uh, and I don't think Igor would mind me saying he went broke once in poker. Well, early on when we were together.
Well, I feel like you haven't lived unless you've gone broke.
Yeah,
In some sense,
right.
some
Well,
fundamental sense.
I mean, I'm happy. I've sort of lived through it vicariously through him when he did it at the time. But yeah, what's it like to lose? Well, it depends. So it depends on the amount. It depends what percentage of your net worth you've just lost. Um, it depends on your brain chemistry. It really, varies from person
Well,
to
you
person.
have a
But
very cold, calculating way of thinking about this. So it depends what percentage.
well, it really does, right?
Yeah, it's
You
true.
know,
It's true.
but that's another thing poker trains you to do. You see everything in percentages, or you see everything in like ROI or expected hourlies or cost benefit, etc. So that's I one of the things I've tried to do is calibrate the strength of my emotional response to the win or loss that I've received, because it's no good if you have a huge emotional dramatic response to a tiny loss, or on the flip side, you have a huge win and you're sort of so dead inside that you don't even feel it. Well, that's a shame. I want my emotions to calibrate with reality as much as possible. So yeah, what's it like to lose? I mean, I've had times where I've lost, busted out of a tournament that I thought I was going to win in, especially if I got really unlucky or I make a dumb play, where I've gone away and kicked the wall, punched a wall. I nearly broke my hand one time. I'm a lot less competitive than I used to be. I was pathologically competitive in my late teens, early 20s. I just had to win at everything. And I think that sort of slowly waned as I've gotten older.
According to you, yeah.
According to me.
I don't know if others would say the same, right?
I
feel like ultra competitive people, like I've heard Joe Rogan say this to me. It's like that he's a lot less competitive than he used to be. I don't know about that.
Oh, I believe it. No, I totally believe it. Because as you can still be I care about winning. Like when, I play a game with my buddies online or, whatever it is, Polytopia is my current obsession.
Thank you for passing on your obsession to me.
Oh, you're playing now?
Yeah, I'm playing now.
We got to have a game.
But I'm terrible and I enjoy playing terribly. I don't want to have a game because that's going to pull me into your monster of competitive play.
It's important. It's an important skill.
I'm enjoy playing on the. I can't.
You just do the points thing, against the bots.
Yeah, against the bots, and I can't even do the. There's like a hard one, and there's a very hard one.
There's crazy. Yeah,
that's crazy. I can't. I don't even enjoy the hard one. The crazy, I really don't enjoy because it's intense. You have to constantly try to win as opposed to enjoy building a little world. And
no. There's no time for exploration in Polytopia. You got to get once you graduate from the crazies, then you can come play the
graduate from the crazies.
Yeah, in order to be able to play a decent game against our group, you'll need to be consistently winning 90% of games against 15 crazy bots.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to I could teach you it within a day, honestly.
How to beat the crazies?
How to beat the crazies, and then you'll be ready for the big leagues.
Generalizes to more than just Polytopia, but okay. Why were we talking about Polytopia? Losing hurts.
Losing hurts. Oh yeah, yes, competitiveness over time.
Oh yeah.
I think it's more that, at least for me, I still care about about winning when I choose to play something. It's just that I don't see the world as zero sum as I used to be, I think as one gets older and wiser, you start to see the world more as a positive sum thing, or at least you're more aware of externalities of scenarios, of competitive interactions. And so, yeah, I just I'm more, and I'm more aware of my own, if I have a really strong emotional response to losing, and that makes me then feel shitty for the rest of the day, and then I beat myself up mentally for it. I'm now more aware that's unnecessary negative externality. So I'm okay, I need to find a way to turn this down, dial this down a bit.
Was poker the thing that if you think back at your life and think about some of the lower points of your life, like the darker places you've gone in your mind, did it have to do something with poker? What did losing spark the descent into darkness, or was it something else?
I think my darkest points in poker were when I was wanting to quit and move on to other things, but I felt like I hadn't ticked all the boxes I wanted to tick.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to be the most winningest female player, which is by itself a bad goal. That was one of my initial goals. And I was like, well, I haven't, and I wanted to win a WPT event. I've won one of these, I won one of these, but I want one of those as well.
Yeah.
And that sort of, again, like it's a drive of like over optimization to random metrics that I decided were important without much wisdom at the time, but then like carried on. That made me continue chasing it longer than I still actually had the passion to chase it for. And I don't have any regrets that, I played for as long as I did, because who knows, I wouldn't be sitting here. I wouldn't be living this incredible life that I'm living now.
This is the height of your life right now.
This is it. Peak experience. Absolute pinnacle. Here in your robot land.
Yeah.
with your creepy light. No, it is. I wouldn't change a thing about my life right now, and I feel very blessed to say that. But the dark times were in the sort of like 2016 to 18, even sooner really, where I was like, I had stopped loving the game and I was going through the motions, and I would and then I was like, I would take the losses harder than I needed to, because I'm like, it's another one. And I was aware that like I felt like my life was ticking away, and I was like, is this going to be what's on my tombstone? Oh yeah, she played the game of this zero-sum game of poker slightly more optimally than her next opponent. Like, cool, great legacy, So I just wanted, there was something in me that knew I needed to be doing something more directly impactful. And just meaningful. It was just like a search for meaning. And I think it's a thing a lot of poker players, even I imagine any games players who sort of love intellectual pursuits. I think you should ask Magnus Carlsen this question.
Walking away from chess, right?
Yeah, like it must be so hard for him. He's been on the top for so long. And it's like, well, now what? He's got this incredible brain, like what to put it to? And it's
this weird moment where I've just spoken with people that won multiple gold medals at the Olympics, and the depression hits hard after you win.
Dopamine crash.
Because it's a kind of a goodbye, saying goodbye to that person, to all the dreams you had, that you thought would give meaning to your life. But in fact, life is full of constant pursuits of meaning. It doesn't, you don't like arrive and figure it all out and there's endless bliss. No, it continues going on and on. You constantly have to figure out to rediscover yourself. And so for you, like that struggle to say goodbye to poker, you have to like find the next.
There's always a bigger game. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's my like motto, is like, what's the next game? And more importantly, because obviously game usually implies zero sum. Like what's a game which is like omni-win? Look,
Omni-win.
Omni-win.
Why is omni-win so important?
Because if everyone plays zero sum games, that's a fast track to either completely stagnate as a civilization, but far more likely to extinct ourselves.
Yeah.
Like the playing field is finite.
Yeah.
Nuclear powers are playing a game of poker with their chips are nuclear weapons, right? And the stakes have gotten so large that if anyone makes a single bet, fires some weapons, the playing field breaks. I made a video on this. Like, the playing field is finite, and if we keep playing these adversarial zero-sum games, thinking that we, in order for us to win, someone else has to lose, or if we lose, that someone else wins, that will extinct us. It's just a matter of when.